2025 has been a pretty extraordinary year when it comes to certain animated films. At the beginning of the year, Nausea 2 went on to become the highest grossing animated movie of all time, surpassing the 2 billion mark in China alone, which is absolutely crazy. In case you guys have not seen Nausea 2, the dub does come out later this month, and I watched it in the sub, and it is absolutely wild. Depending on what the other movies later on this year would be like, Nausea 2 is so far my favorite movie of 2025. It is an absolute masterpiece, which I highly recommend you watching. Also, the crazy success of the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Infinity Castle Part 1 movie, which has so far earned $149 million in the worldwide box office, is dominating Japan, and so far is about to dominate countries like Taiwan and Thailand. And now we have the K-pop Demon Hunters movie. While this movie was made by an American animation studio and distributed by an American company, Netflix, the majority of the cast is Korean, with the director and writer being Korean born. So the year of 2025 is a very successful year for Eastern-inspired animation. Mate, ever since K-pop Demon Hunters premiered, I have just been seeing so many different articles on this movie breaking records upon records upon records, to the point that I can no longer avoid it. So what has the movie done now? Well, yesterday it was confirmed that the K-pop Demon Hunters now ranks as the second most watched movie in Netflix's history, with 184.9 million views. Not only that, but even the BBC talked about this movie, saying the K-pop Demon Hunters goes golden with Billboard chart-topping hits. Golden, the breakout song from animated film K-pop Demon Hunters, has clinched the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100, bagging yet another record for the Netflix summer flick. The movie has now become Netflix's most watched animated film since its release in June. It is the 9th song associated with K-pop to take the top spot on the Hot 100 and the first by female singers. I don't think people understand how big of a success and a big win this is. As confirmed by discussing film, not only is Golden by Hunter X from the K-pop Demon Hunters reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, but it is indeed the first #1 for a female K-pop artist ever, the first for a girl group since Destiny Child since the early 2000s, and the second song from an animated film to reach #1 this decade. Going back to the BBC News article, the upbeat hit clocked nearly 32 million official streams in the first week of August, according to Billboard. Maggie Kang, the Korean-Canadian co-director of the film, previously said that they had wanted the film's music to be really incredible and to really speak to the K-pop fans and be legitimately fit into the K-pop space. But mate, the movie sees even more success, because Golden is not the only track from the movie that has achieved commercial success. Coming in at #8 on the Hot 100 is the song Your Idol by Sar-J Boys, the fictional rivals of Hunter X. Both Golden and Your Idol topped US Spotify charts in July shortly after the film's release, beating real-life K-pop bands BTS and Blackpink. Early this month, Golden climbed to the #1 spot in the official UK singles chart, becoming only the second K-pop single to do so, after South Korean rapper Psy Gangnam Style in 2012. With the movie being the second most successful movie on Netflix, Red Notice is still at #1, the action comedy starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot. But despite all of that, the movie since June 20th has been pulling in over 20 million views per week. That is absolutely insane in my opinion. And the success for this movie is so big that Netflix is now considering making 2 sequels to K-pop Demon Hunters, and a live action remake is also being considered. And of course, a lot of people are angry at this potential remake, because this being an animated film alone doing these numbers and being so successful, why does it need a remake? Well, looking at Disney's track record, it does look like remakes also do pretty damn well. Even though people were very mixed on the Lilo and Stitch remake, it has made $1 billion at the box office. And even though people don't like the idea of an animation being turned into a remake, I don't remember who said this quote, but that person said, "It doesn't matter how great a story you have, some people will never pick up a video game controller or watch an animation." And that is sad to say, but there will still be those out there who may avoid watching this movie because it is a cartoon and they don't like cartoons. They like real people doing real things. But it does look like this movie is breaking the cartoon stigma because it is dominating Netflix, surpassing big-time original Netflix movies that are indeed live action. I have not even watched this movie yet, and I can already tell you that on the trailer alone, this movie looks absolutely stunning. I think having the word K-pop on your title with this gorgeous looking animation, and apparently the K-pop stars are hunting demons. So not only do you have cool singers, visually dazzling animation by the same studio who made the Spider-Verse films, but an entire genre of music that have an absolute chokehold on millions of people all around the world. It seems like this movie was written in the stars to be a guaranteed success. I also think that social media, particularly TikTok, helped with this social media crave and rave for this movie. Heck, even the critics love it just as much as the audience, with a 97% on Rotten Tomato and the audience score being 92%, with the IMDb score telling a slightly different story, still a pretty high score of 7.7. Of course there will always be haters. I mean, look at that 1 out of 10 score. Damn son, people stop hating, it's so annoying. But they are part of a small minority of people because the overwhelming majority of people love this film. So the big question is, will I watch this movie? Well, I'm quite torn on it. I do want to see it, but shall I watch it on Netflix or shall I watch it in the cinemas? Now, I am very interested in doing a reaction video to this movie because of the insane hype towards this film, but at the same time, I would like to see this on the big screen in 4K. But the cinema showing this film is only showing a sing-along edition, so I am not too sure if my first time watching this movie being a sing-along version would be the best goal for me. Me first time hearing these songs for the first time, at the same time having the general public belting out some of these chorus lines, would that be a good idea for me? I'm not too sure about that. But what do you guys think about all of this? Shall I watch it on Netflix? I am very torn on that. Even though I have not yet watched the K-pop Demon Hunters movie, I am incredibly happy and proud that this movie is doing so well. Seeing any animated movie succeed is always a huge win, especially one that takes influences from the East. And I think this movie just proves to pretty much a lot of Western movie studios that original movies is still a must and will always capture people's attentions. Like this one comment said, I hope that with the success of K-pop Demon Hunters, big studios understand that people want original, passion-fueled projects now more than ever. I think people are getting IP fatigue and want something new, provided it's marketed right and made with apparent care. Yeah, mate, this marketing for this film was insane. Originally released on Netflix, now shown in theaters. While I do agree that the movie is original, it does use the whole K-pop genre to promote the movie, and K-pop is absolutely huge globally. So is it really 100% original? Kind of. But mate, I do hate the whole comparison to Disney's Elio. That movie was released into the cinemas, while K-pop Demon Hunters is on Netflix. If Elio was released onto Disney Plus, I am very sure that more people would have watched it because they can watch it on their phones or on TV. They don't have to actually pay a ticket. The reason why big IP sequels, remakes, reboots and prequels do well is because it is something people are familiar with. With ticket prices going through the roof, people would rather spend their money on something they know they would like than something new. That's why new original stuff does better on streaming services. I mean, look at Encanto. That movie was a hit on Disney Plus. So whenever I see these Elio versus K-pop arguments, I think it's incredibly stupid in my opinion, because I would have loved to have seen what the movie would have done in the cinemas if it was released initially into the theaters. Then we can make an argument. But regardless of the toxic debates and some of the haters, the movie is beloved and I want to watch it. Tell me in the comments down below, what did you guys think of all of this? Do you like or hate the K-pop movie? No spoilers please, because I want to see it. How shall I watch it? On Netflix or in the cinemas? Tell me. Like this video, subscribe for more K-pop Demon Hunters updates, as well as other anime news, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy dude review signing out.